Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 9 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. So make it a great night, folks. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. The proof of whatever your heart desires is found in the passion with which you pursue. You're going to love this one. Check this one out. Be good to your nieces and your nephews. One day you're going to need them to smuggle alcohol into your nursing home. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow Industrials flat. NASDAQ was down 38. S&Ps were flat. Gold contract down $4.10, trading at $1,286 an ounce. Silver off 24 cents at $19.81 an ounce. Platinum up 4 at $1,443 an ounce. Copper flat at $3.02 a pound. Light sweet crude up 72 cents at $100.34 a barrel. Bonds, we had the 10-year flat at 122.30. 30-year up 7 ticks at 132.06. And King Dollar, she's on her way, baby. Wide price spread, accelerated volume. Moves topside with conviction, takes out the B point, takes it out with volume, up 248 ticks, trading out at 80.62. You got the euro out here at 137.15, down 50, and the yen flat at 103.92. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. I know what's going on in your world. In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. What do you have? You got to another higher high. You've closed out basically flat. You're down a buck, big deal. Bottom line is that you get to higher high, guess what? You can still go there. The benchmark, folks, on the S&P, the cash S&P, is that we're talking 1883 rather. So you're 6 points away from that benchmark. That benchmark was the high of the March 7th. Dow Industrials made a high out here today. Couldn't handle the high. Well, bottom line, it's still at the high. We are at 16,572. It got into, though, the 15,606 number. 15,588 was that high up there. No juice behind the move. No two ways about that. Now, NASDAQ, Russell 2000, they're weak, big time. NASDAQ come down hard. We did 38, down 38 bucks. Now, what the difference is here, this is where it's going to get dicey again, is that we only did 2 billion shares. You know, so what you have here is that you pulled down, and yeah, you didn't get to a higher high. So you pulled down, and NASDAQ's going to need more volume to basically get under this 4131 level. I do expect that's what you're going to get. Why? Because if you go over to the 3Qs, they're taking the NDX apart. The NDX also, though, is going to need more volume. So the lowest swing point on the QQQ right now is 86.40. We did 64 million shares there. Well, today we only did 29 million. It's going to go into it. The bottom line is you're going to need expansion of volume to get the lower price. Short term. Long term, this could be building cause to basically take it south, take it down to the February 5th level. February 5th level is the number down there. Gold contract. What we have with gold is this. Gold today, price spread out in gold was from 1881 to 1281 to 1290. We did 95,000 contracts, and this is a big problem for gold, folks. You know, you didn't get to a lower low. You had an inside day. Gold is building cause for a big ABC down. That ABC down is going to take her right into these lows that were established out here. My take on this baby right now, particularly because that dollar's moving again, it's going right where we figured it was going to go, is that gold is going to go after these lows. It's not going to be the 1255. Gold's going to go after these 1186 lows, because the first leg down, the A to B leg, and gold's the big one. It's 1392 down to this 1277. So you get a 120 buck A to B structure on the way down. The 10-year bond, we're looking at the 10-year. She did 1 million contracts out here today, and she's in a lower price range. So the bottom line, she can get a little bit lower. The 30-year, we take a look at the 30-year, what the 30-year did. She rejected lower price. So 30-year, you know, that baby wants to go topside. And King Dollar, let's go over to King Dollar. So what did King Dollar do? King Dollar did 40,000 contracts, okay? You know, he's talking about movement with cause. conviction. It has it all. Took out the B point, ripped it apart, actually. 80.50 had 28,000 contracts. This King Dollar wants to, run up to this 81.50 mark, King Dollar running up to 81.50 is going to keep pressure on the market. It's also going to basically keep pressure on gold. Let's go to our man, Rick in British Columbia. Hey, Rick, what's going on?
What a beautiful little head and shoulder, inverted head and shoulder. I should just start off by saying, wow.
That's a beautiful thing, brother. We like that.
I say, well, nice little head and shoulder, inverted head and shoulder on a daily, Tom.
On the small caps,
dollar. On the
dollar.
Yeah.
Oh, man, folks, the dollar, the move on the dollar, we watched the dollar real closely. The move on the dollar was pretty amazing. Just, at the beginning of March, it kept testing lows, wouldn't break them. Then you had that wide price spread this first Fed day, which is the 19th, and you had another one. So, I see it. This is what Rick's talking about here. I got it. Even actually, I got the daily up here, Rick. And this is a classic, man. It really is a classic.
Well, the thing is, where gold is right now, if we go to the lows, we should get a rally back because quite often the dollar will come back to the neckline, right? Or to the, like you always say, the breakout area, which is today's low.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
And so then that'll let gold rally back up to the 1,300 mark if indeed it does go all the way to the lows. You know what I'm saying? Or wherever it goes. But
which is dynamite. Yeah, listen, man. That's what my take, folks. For the next good year, we've done it 3 times thus far since June, meaning the gold and the gold equities, they've had great expansions, 30% up like nothing. This is the three times already done. This could go on for another year and a half. You take it up, you better take the money, I'll tell you that. You better take your bread off the table, because a consolidation like that is a field day if you take the money. And you got to remember something, you don't get 30% in 3 or 4 weeks in the marketplace. It just doesn't happen. Well, in the gold market, it has happened if you take it.
So anyway, I was just curious, Tom, if you could put an IWM on a 5-year monthly, because I'm really quite confused. Because first 5-year monthly right now.
Okay. Now, I have it. Yep.
You know how you always like to say, well, highs, if they got volume, they like to get tested, which, can't argue that. That's the way it works. But
So
last month we had volume. Now, unless my chart's not looking correct.
No. I see it. What he's looking at, there's no doubt. When you look at last 5, 10. When I look at the last 8 months, there's no doubt we had 1 billion shares there.
Yeah, and then when I look at where we should pull back, if I think you agree with volume. I mean, we should pull all the way back to like 85, 87, somewhere in that level. Which
is pretty sick, folks. Yeah, I agree, man. And so here's what the question, the real, of course, technical analysis is, an art versus a science, folks. Okay, that's the reality, And when you're looking at this, it's like, okay, now, the high from last month with high volume is like, okay, that's certainly high volume, but it wasn't higher than when they were taking out the swing points from May of 11. So it's like, okay, man, which one are you going after? Now, the way that most of the time you can get the confirmation on it is how it would get under the 113.60. And the 113.60, folks, was the low of last month. So if, in fact, it wasn't going to go test that, Rick, it would have a much larger expansion of volume as we go underneath that. Let me do something.
Now, if you don't mind, I mentioned to you the monthly. Now, if you can just switch over to, I got a 1-year weekly, but you probably only
do that.
You only probably need, like, if you really want to know what's going on in the last 3 to 6 months, 3 months weekly, you'll see it looks a lot more bearish.
Yeah, a 1-year weekly, it's screaming that each and every leg down has been basically saying, hey, guess what? We're going down. This is clean, man. I mean, if depending on how long you've been looking at charts or, in fact, volume characteristics, when this goes, it's not going to be pretty, man.
Yeah, no, that's right. And it was really funny. I'm just going to sign off now, but there was a guy looking at Citigroup, and he goes, yeah, I think it's going to pull back to 39 or 40, and I had to take a double take because that's the real price of the stock down there. And
wow.
And I thought you were talking.
That's funny.
All right,
Cooking,
man.
brother. Have a great one. Have a safe one. You stay right there, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. We'll be coming right back. We had the Dow finish flat. Nasdaq up. Nasdaq up. Nasdaq down 38. S&Ps are flat. We're going to be right back.